What's up, Internet? Jay here with Nerd Rage Against the Machine, and today I'm doing something very different. So I just got back from going shopping with the family and hitting Walmart, and, well, I found one of these in the wild, so I thought I would do an unboxing and review of this rather than just, wait and save it, because one, I'm impatient, and two, hey, these are still kind of impossible. I didn't even know they were actually out in the wild yet. So without further ado, this is the Superpowers Macfarlane Superman. So before we get too far in, first off, let me tell you a little bit about the shopping experience with this. So I went to Walmart, and again, wasn't expecting much, but saw this guy on the shelf. And the thing was, this is all they had. Hey, Jim Largo, how's it going, sir? Now, 1 second here, and Bjorn. Hey, I know you saw my Insta on the same thing, but here we go again. More information on this figure. So anyway, I was at Walmart, and this is all they had. Not even an assortment. They had Superman, Superman, and Superman. So I guess that's how they're going to be packaging them, is in those kind of things, which also, on the back of this box, as you may see, there are only 3 figures in the line. Right now, it is literally Superman, Batman, and Darkseid. Looks like there are also 2 vehicles, a Batwing and the Supermobile, which looks more like the 50s and 60s Supermobile than the 80s version that we saw with Kenner's line. The packaging is very reminiscent of the old school 1980s Superpowers packaging. But as far as the figure goes, he also looks a lot like that. But I would say that comparing this to, say, the line that we see with like the G.I. Joe O-rings, I would say it'd be easier to confuse a G.I. Joe new school old O-ring figure an original than it would be to confuse this with an original Superpowers figure. The packaging, though, is very nice. It does definitely harken back to the old school Superpowers packaging, with the biggest exception being no mention at all of any kind of features. All it says really is new for 22. And yes, I do agree that I've been surprised that they haven't promoted this, although I think part of the reason that they're not promoting it is because they're doing so little with it right now. There is only 3 figures and 2 vehicles. This is a line that does not have an assortment even close to something like a more modern figure line. I mean, even something like, say, Thor: Love and Thunder got, what, 7 figures for the Marvel Legends series? That's, ignoring all other toys that come out for that movie. Your average Star Wars set is going to have at least 2 or 3, or probably about 5-6 figures as well. When they do figures for, say, Ahsoka, or figures for Bad Batch Season 2 or something, they're going to have a lot more figures than just, or they're going to have more than 2 to 3 figures. Whereas this, like I said, is literally that. And to be fair, the other thing with the packaging is it definitely, this is not the first line to use the Superpower style design, but I would say the figure inside looks more like Superpowers than most. And yeah, I do agree, Jim. I'm looking forward to seeing the Supermobile as well as the Batwing, to be quite honest. I think the Batwing looks really cool. So we're going to crack this guy open real quick. And I'm going to do it old school because what the heck? And here he is in all his glory, the Man of Steel. They put a weird little tab in here, and when pulling it out, it ripped the cape. That is wonderful. The cape does actually have the little clip like the old ones. It is definitely a lot more elaborate looking. And no, he does not do any kind of squeezing the legs, does nothing but push two toy pieces together. The articulation is exactly the same. The sculpt, if you can tell is definitely not perfect. It is not a perfect representation of the original Superpowers figure by any stretch. It also, the cape kind of comes up with a weird collar. I'm not overly thrilled with the cape. I'm going to start with that. The line itself is decent. Like I said, they look and kind of feel like the old Superpowers figures, but not perfect by any stretch. The ripped cape also doesn't particularly make me happy either, and that's because they tabbed it in a way that anyway. Angry about that, but I will live. I will deal. It's what we do. Now, comparison, I did find a Wonder Woman from the old Superpowers line, and as you can see, he's almost a head taller. Now, I don't have a lot of Superpowers figures in my current collection, but I do recall she was closer in height to Superman and all the other figures. She wasn't like scaled down to make her, make the woman shorter than the guys in the series. She was right on par with them. So that part is a little bit vexing. The costume, like I said, is decent. I definitely do think like the vehicles will most likely work perfectly with the old Superpowers figures as well as the new ones, which is cool. It's one of the things I would be more likely to look forward to. Maybe this would be, the vehicles and things could be a push to get me back into collecting the old Superpowers figures. The ones that did this as opposed to the ones that do absolutely nothing. And the sculpt, while close, is not perfect. Now, the other thing I wanted to throw out about the sculpt and the like the old stuff is that Superman and Batman look close to their old versions. It looks like Batman's darker than the original Superpowers because, again, the Superpowers figures were not as dark as their DC counterparts at times. But Darkseid looks more like the modern Darkseid. He has the Omega symbol on his chest. He's not just some dude in a blue leotard like the old villain figure. So that's... Sorry, I'm having a bit of a problem with my power supply on this tablet, so my apologies if I seem like I keep putting my hand up this way. But definitely I would say that this line so far seems like it's going to be a mixed bag, in my opinion. I like where they're going with it. I think there is some cool ideas behind it. But yes, friends don't let friends justice jog. I don't believe that Macfarlane would go as far as to make the Justice Jogger. If he's not going to make the Supermobile accurate to the cartoon toy line version, but accurate to the show. Also, no Batmobile at all yet, which I find a little surprising. I would thought the Batmobile would have been probably more exciting than the Batwing, but who am I to guess? Now, again, comparing this guy to some other figures for the fun of it. Here he is next to a Marvel Legends figure. As you can tell, again, clearly smaller. Here is the 3 3/4 inch Mezco, I believe, classic Batmans. And again, towering over him. And, of course, the only Macfarlane superhero I have is Peacemaker, because I love that show. And there he is, again, towering over these. I think these are close enough in scale for Superpowers that, again, you could probably swap vehicles, have them look there. But, again, they're going to look larger than life compared to their original DC Comics counterparts. So it's cool to see them. And like I said, they are not, there's no springs attached. They are literally just the figures. Be careful when you take the capes out because there's a plastic tab that can rip the damn cape. Don't make the mistake I made in that. Be super careful when unpackaging them. I was impatient. My bad. But otherwise, they look decent. They look a lot like the Superpowers figures. If you're looking for something that's, that will scratch the itch of looking like that without breaking the wallet of actually buying them, that's probably not the worst line I've seen. And they look more like it than, say, like the Mattel Classics packaged Superpowers figures or some of the other ones. Of course, there is still no substitute for the old school, in my opinion. But again, not bad. I will probably at least pick up Batman and the vehicles. That's my opinion anyway. And I might even, this might be a rabbit hole that drags me down into looking at other superpowers figures, Green Lantern and the like. I am still surprised how anemic this first wave is too. I mean, Macfarlane has, as stated in the comments there hasn't been a lot of promotion of this line, for something as, let's be fair, 80s toy kid friendly as the superpowers. There's not a lot of adverts. In fact, no comic book even. That would have been kind of a cool ad, is to put comic books back in there. I'm guessing the scale is because of the fact that another company has the rights to that size. But so they try to get as close as they could without legally being out of whack. But other than that, though, they are a decent looking line. At the moment, though, no, I'm not going to go rush out and try to scour eBay for a Batman or any of the vehicles. And as for Darkseid, I got 2 words for you there. Peg warmer. I think Darkseid is going to be a massive peg warmer. The only reason I can think to pick up that version of Darkseid is to complete the line, to say I've got the whole set. I've now got every superpowers figure from the modern Macfarlane line. Otherwise, no, I'm good with just the one. But that's what he looks like. If any questions, comments, concerns? Is this a line you're interested in or looking to pick up? If so, I hope that this quick, unboxing and ruining the cape helped somebody out there to figure out what they think of this line. In the meantime, I guess all I can say is, happy shopping. Good luck in your shopping. I bid you adieu. And yes, as Jim Largo here said, friends, don't let friends justice jog.